What is up, YouTube? This is DeFGandolf coming to you with another video, and today I will be reviewing the AEK-971 assault rifle. This is a high rate of fire, medium damage weapon, and its high rate of fire gives it a relatively high amount of recoil, as you will see later on in this video. So let's get on into the stats for this weapon. If you'd like to see the detailed stats, you can pause the video and look at the graphic on the left side of the screen, but I will hit the highlights now. The AEK has a maximum damage of 25, has a minimum damage of 18. The drop-off from 25 to 18 starts at 8 meters and ends at 55 meters, meaning that 8 meters or closer you will be doing the full 25 damage, but anything between 8 meters and 55 meters, you will be doing between 25 and 18 damage, but at 55 meters and beyond, you will be doing the minimum 18 damage. The AEK has a rate of fire of 900 rounds per minute. This is a very high rate of fire, making it very good in close quarters encounters. The muzzle velocity of the weapon is 580 meters per second, which is average for an assault rifle. The magazine size, of the AEK is 31 rounds, which is also standard for assault rifles. Its reload speed, this is a very important stat, especially for weapons that are close quarters. The reload when you have bullets left in the magazine is 2.3 seconds, and the reload when you have expended all rounds in the magazine is 3.6 seconds. Now, this is a drawback for the AEK. The M416, for instance, has a less than 2-second reload. So, this does cause a bit of a drawback issue here for the AEK, but that is a balancing reason, as it does have, again, a very good rate of fire. The AEK has standard accuracy. Its accuracy numbers are actually almost the exact same as the M416, and I'm using the M416 as a baseline just because it seems to be one of the better all-around weapons in the game, and it is also a fairly common choice on the battlefield, as well as a really early unlock for the assault rifles. Now we're going to take a look at the effective recoil of the AEK. Now, the recoil on the AEK pulls mainly up and to the right. The recoil up is 0.38, the recoil left is 0.15, and the recoil right is 0.4. And the first shot multiplier is 3. This is a fairly high first shot multiplier, but this is a close quarter center weapon, so it does not matter. Now, in the background, you can see that the weapon is definitely pulling hard to the right as well as up. Now, as you can see, the shots that I am controlling the recoil, it is really easy to control. But once you get into longer ranges, it is definitely noticeable. And this really does make the gun fairly difficult to use at long range, even when you burst fire the weapon. But overall, it's not uncontrollable, but it definitely has a lot more recoil than, say, the M416 or something of the type. Now, I've been progressively shooting at targets farther and farther away, and now you can see I'm trying to hit those targets back at the back of the test range. And those are roughly 100 meters away, so this gives a good impression of what a long-range engagement would be like, what you would be dealing with as far as the recoil. And just after a couple of shots, it's already high of the target. The loadout that I like to run on the AEK is the Cobra red dot sight, the laser sight, the muzzle brake, and the ergo grip. Now, I run the Cobra just because it is a nice red dot sight with a 3-prong reticule. I really, to be honest, prefer the 3-prong reticule for close quarters engagements, especially when you're running the laser sight, which puts a small dot in the middle of the 3 prongs. Just creates a very nice effect, and I mean, it's not any harder to use than the standard dot, and it's not any easier, but I just like the way it looks better. And for my accessory, I run the laser sight. Now, I really want to play this gun to its advantages because it's too hard to patch up its disadvantages. So you really want to accentuate its close quarter ability, so the laser sight decreases the hip fire spread of the weapon. So this means that you don't really need to aim down sight in close quarters, therefore meaning that you will also get a jump on the enemy who's trying to aim down sights at you. For the barrel attachment, I use the muzzle brake. This reduces the weapon's recoil, but also decreases its accuracy, so at medium to long range, it kind of cancels itself out. But at close quarters, where you're trying to land as many shots as possible, as quickly as possible, it just makes it easier when you're not having to deal with that recoil, along with the flinch when you get hit, and other environmental factors. For the underbarrel attachment, I run the Ergo grip. Now, this grip, like the laser sight, decreases the spread while hip firing, and this again helps you in close quarters environments just because you don't have to aim down sight while the enemy is trying to. And that extra quarter of a second to an eighth of a second often means the difference between life and death in many maps such as Operation Locker. So overall, I think the AEK is an extremely good choice for any close quarters scenarios or maps such as Operation Locker. And it's also a good weapon to back rage the enemy with. If you can put a suppressor on this weapon and get behind the enemy and stay alive, they will be focusing a lot of resources on just killing you, therefore giving your team the opportunity to advance on the objectives. So, that's not to say that you will not get outshot by weapons such as the M16A4 or Scar H at long range. I mean, weapons like that are designed for long range combat, just as this one is just designed for close range combat. So, just as you can outshoot them in close quarters, they can outshoot you in long range engagements. So, overall, again, I really enjoy this weapon, but it's not a jack of all trades type weapon. You gotta really use it in its environment, and if you do, it will reward you for it. So if you enjoyed this video, leave a like. Be sure to head over to my channel and subscribe so that you don't miss any of the great content coming to my channel in the future. And if you have any thoughts, go on and leave them in the comment section below. And yeah, this is DeFGandolf signing off. Later.